The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. There's times when you're doing the same thing over and over and you think that something's going to change. You have to really look at it and look inside, be introspective, and say, am I doing the right things? That could be, I know I have to make more calls. I know I have to do this. I know I have to do that, but you're resistant to it. Or we are doing certain things, but they're not producing a result. So you have to take a look and say, what am I doing? Take a step back. And what can I change about what I'm doing to create a different result? Or 100%, what do I need to stop doing because I'm not getting to where I want to be based on the effort that I'm putting out? And that could be that, okay, you're sitting there saying, I'm sending emails, I'm sending text messages, but you're not making calls, or you're doing calls, but you're not sending text and email, you're not sending video text, you're not making the appointment sticky. So, really evaluating, because if we continue to do the same things over and over and nothing's changing, we have to really look and say, what the heck is going on? And stop the insanity. I was reminded of this tonight. Okay, I went to an event here in the city for a real estate development event about the university city skyline and all that has changed at Drexel and Penn. And it is remarkable what they did with in collaboration with Brandywine Realty Trust. And at the end of it, they talked about the same systemic problems we have in Philadelphia, which are public schools, not great, poverty, bad, the BERT tax, horrible, the wage tax, bad. And I thought about this, and when I entered real estate 20 years ago, it was the exact same things that people were talking about. And we're still talking about the same thing today. Yet, in my humble opinion, very, very little has changed in regards to those things over the last 20 years. And I want to know when somebody here in Philadelphia is going to step up and do the right things. Something has to change. This reminded me of the definition of insanity, doing the same things over and over and hoping something's just going to change. Change is brought about by people who can then elect the change to happen. So, what are we going to do in the city of Philadelphia to make that change and make this happen? And these are real. They've probably been for 30 years, not just 20 years. I'm sure maybe 40 years. And yet I sit at the same panels and the same thing comes up. And yet we do nothing about it. So that's why I brought up the definition of insanity. It could be in the public sector, in the private sector, it could be in your business life, it could be in your personal life. The only person that can make change is me, and is you, and is us as an organization, whether that's publicly or privately. So today, I want to ask you, what is it that you need to change and get rid of the insanity that's going on? Something to think about. And how can you contribute to making Philadelphia a better place than it is today? Because this was where the United States of America was founded, 1776, here in Philadelphia, Independence Hall. And we will be 250 years in 2026. And we have the same conversation in 2026 that we're having today. If people don't step up, then we will, and the insanity will continue. So what is it that you can do to make a little bit of change in your life, to make a little bit of change, a better place here in Philadelphia? I ask you that question. Something to seriously think about.